consulate has a very deep history here. So this is the only United States consular presence outside of Bangkok.
Right.
The consulate, as I mentioned, has been here since 1950. We have responsibility for northern Thailand, which is to say U.S. government activities in the 15 northern provinces. That's all the way up through Mae Hong Son, Chiang Mai. 15. And our primary purpose is to ensure we meet the needs of the American citizens who choose to reside here or travel here. So at any given time we have, say, about 20,000 Americans in northern Thailand. And so the consulate, we provide American citizen services. We also adjudicate visas for people from Thailand or other countries who choose to travel to the United States or perhaps to study there or to work there. But the consulate, beyond our consular responsibilities, we do a lot of other things too. We promote educational and cultural exchanges. We have very close partnerships on everything from health to environmental issues, and we work very, very closely with our Thai partners to combat trafficking in persons, trafficking in narcotics, and trafficking in wildlife. So those are a few of the other things we do. And as you're aware, with our geographic location, we're also very close to Myanmar. And so we closely monitor the developments along the Thai-Myanmar border. And we have also provided, the United States government has been the largest source of assistance to people who have fled conflict in Myanmar and are living in temporary shelters here in northern Thailand. So we monitor the welfare of those people as well, and the delivery of U.S. assistance through UNHCR and other partners.
Oh, so like a lot of responsibilities.
It's a lot of responsibilities, yeah.
That's just only serving like the U.S. citizen. But it's like it's so concerned with Thai people about the visa application, and actually it's probably good for our audience, like for you to explain to us like how does this work?
How does it work?
Yes.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So the basic principle of our visa adjudication, well, we adjudicate non-immigrant visas here. The embassy in Bangkok adjudicates immigrant visas. Those are visas for people who plan to go permanently to the United States. So here we do non-immigrant visas, and the essential premise of U.S. immigration law is that each person must qualify for a visa on their own merits by showing that they are not intending to go to the United States and stay.
Rooted there.
Right. They have to show that they have ties to their home country, that they will return to their home country, in this case Thailand, after they complete their travel. Whether it's for studying or a temporary work assignment or just a trip to Disney World.
Yes. It's also important to, because nowadays there's flows of people, there's quite important issues, I would say. And some people will say that what would be the tips? When you mentioned already that at least they'll be able to get their own merit in terms of applying for the visa. So what are the suggestions that you may, as a tip or advice that?
Well, I think being able to clearly explain to the officer who's doing the interview the ties to your home country. And ties can take many forms. Maybe they're family ties, educational ties, work ties. So being prepared when they come for their interview to explain why they're traveling and what their ties are and why they will return back to Thailand.
One question for me actually is really interesting because our social and economy construction is like it's totally changed from no more economy to gigs economy. It like for the gigs economy they don't really have a word like that with the company, and then most of the time they return to be freelancers. So it's really difficult for them to confirm that they're gonna come back So do you have the policy to assist them? Do you have any policy to manage that?
Well, I will say this, that our consular officers are very highly trained, and the State Department in Washington prioritizes sharing information about new trends with the consular officers. So there are constantly trainings, workshops, so that they can be aware of new trends and fully keep those in mind when they're adjudicating the visas. So I think that the Bureau of Consular Affairs is a very innovative bureau, and I think is very much aware of the new dynamics in the economies and does take that into account when they're adjudicating visas. So there are a lot of myths out there.
Yes.
And so if I can say, I think the one thing that I would want your listeners to know is that it's very straightforward and easy to apply for a visa. You can do it online, and we have visas by appointment, so you schedule an appointment, and it does not involve a lengthy wait at all.
Yes.
But there's also sources of information. We have an email that you'll get a response if you have specific visa questions. We also have a call center which provides answers to these questions. So if you want, I'm happy to share the number.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hope everybody out there's got a pen. The call center number is 02-105-4110. That's in Thailand. The listeners in the United States, the number is 703-665-7349.
Okay.
So there's somebody there to take questions and answer any inquiries.
That'd be great. Thank you. So you mentioned that 20,000 roughly in these 15 provinces in and around part of Thailand. So what is the most non-service that you provide them the most?
That's an excellent question. Well, first I would say that we're quite proud of this American community here in Northern Thailand. Many people don't know this, but the roots date back to 1867 when first Americans came here as missionaries. They were doctors and teachers, and they played a role in the establishment of many medical and educational institutions that are still around. It's places like McCormick Hospital, McCain Rehabilitation Center, PRC or Prince Royal College, Chiang Mai University Medical School, Harhigh University. So we provide a full range of services to our citizens, everything from reports of birth for those Americans who give birth to children here, to passport renewals, to notarial services. But I think the bulk of the work of our consular team here, and we have an excellent team here, a lot of the work they do has to do with older Americans who perhaps become ill or in some cases pass away while they're here in Thailand. And so our consular team will assist the families of bereaved American citizens who pass away here in Thailand. And if I could maybe take a moment and give some advice to those people listening, I think one of the most important lessons that we have learned from all of this is the importance of planning ahead. Planning ahead for your older years as you get closer to the end of life. And we really encourage people to write a will.
That's what I always told my friends. At least prepare at least for the living will.
Living will.
Or the last will testaments.
Yes,
also, at least they'll be clear what will be the direction for them to take.
That's right. These issues can get quite complicated, and so by having a will and letting people know that you have a will, it can make things somewhat smoother. Because as much as our consular team is able to assist, there are certain things we cannot do. We cannot give legal advice. We cannot get involved in distribution of estates or things like that. So it's important to seek legal advice and plan ahead. The other thing I would say is that we also help a lot of Americans who find themselves in a position where they need high quality health care. And they're instances in which people have not planned ahead for that and they can run out of money.
Yes.
And that's, again, we do everything in our power to assist, but the U.S. government is not able to pay medical bills. So we really urge people who are living here extended periods of time or traveling here for extended periods of time to plan ahead. Plan for medical treatment, plan for nursing care, buy medevac insurance in case your situation gets so bad that you need to be medevaced back to the United States. Because the other thing is Medicare and Medicaid, which are social security programs in the United States for health care, they cannot pay health bills overseas. They cannot.
Yeah.
So
It'll be the same thing for Thai who goes to America also.
right.
Insurance.
That's very true. Have medical insurance. Plan ahead. Know that although we may be able to help you in emergency, contact friends and family in the States, we cannot pay the bills or give any kind of legal advice.
So we came up with a topic with the healthcare issue,
Yes.
and now we have the issue in Chiang Mai with the pollution, with the air pollution.
Yes.
Do you have any policy or anything that you can collaborate with local agencies, local governments, or organizations to help the U.S. citizens, or to help
The locals.
people in the
Yes.
local area?
Well, I mean, you raise an excellent question. This is an issue that is affecting all of us here in northern Thailand, whether American or Thai or from somewhere else. I can say it's an issue we're taking very, very seriously because we have the responsibility for the American citizens who live and work here and responsibility for our consulate staff and families. And so I did meet last week with the governor of Chiang Mai to talk about the concerns about the pollution issue. I can say this is a very, very complex issue that requires the efforts of many different organizations and government offices to help. So the important role that we can play here for the consulate is sharing information. The reason for that is so that people know the situation, know the health risks, and to take measures to protect themselves. So that is what we have been focusing on here. And I'll give you some examples of
Yes,
that.
please.
So we have reached an agreement, the United States mission in Thailand, and we are reporting the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Air Quality Index on our website. And this is, we get the data from the Royal Thai government's pollution monitors in both Bangkok and Chiang Mai. We take the raw data and we use the US EPA scale, and then we share that information with everyone, with the public. And we sent a message out to our citizens informing them about this earlier this month. Last month. We also post regularly on our social media on Facebook about issues related to protecting yourself from the smoke. For example, we put a post last week that explained, this is from the EPA, the proper way to wear a mask, what type of mask, and how to ensure that you're doing it properly. Because it can be dangerous to wear the wrong kind of mask. You may think you're protected, but you're not. And then, just as concerned members of the community, we reached out, and through our joint U.S. Military Assistance Group Thailand, we were able to coordinate the donation of 1,500 pounds of equipment and supplies to the very brave firefighters who were out there around town trying to battle the blazes. And at the moment, we're hoping to donate more. So, that's what we're doing. We want to contribute. This is a community problem.
So we know that the kind of problems we see is really serious over the last 5 to 10 years.
Yes, it's quite complex. And do you have any plan to do research about their main problems, main issue, and trying to find a solution in the next few years? I mean, because it's going to continue yearly. And do you have any direction to solve the problems?
Well, I can say that we are in regular contact with the various involved ministries, both in Bangkok and Chiang Mai, to share knowledge and expertise, because it's obviously it's not a problem affecting only Chiang Mai or only northern Thailand.
Yes.
It is part of a broader issue. And I know there are various U.S. government agencies have played a role. NASA was here recently working on a project where they're tracking things by satellite. So there's lots of cooperation. I mean, this is typical of our broader cooperation with Thailand.
A few
It's,
weeks ago, we went to one of the seminar at the Northern Science Park.
Yes.
Yes, they were mentioned also there also collaboration with Facebook Thailand.
Yes.
So they're trying to figure out that what is really the main problems
That's
in
right.
this one, and trying to see clarify the issues and then see that what can be the contribution
Yes.
from everyone. The collaboration.
Collaboration, that's
Yes.
really, really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back a little bit, please, when you
Sure.
mentioned about the service of the consular right here. We involved from the very beginning, from the time that the American citizens or the Thai Americans married, but like deliver the baby, until they're sick, and then they pass away.
Actually, that's a really great way to put it. We are there to assist our citizens, everything from birth until the end of life. It's true. Processing reports of birth, doing the notarials needed when people get married,
Yes.
and then helping them at the end of life. So that's true.
Some specification, please.
Of course.
If they are born here in Thailand, let's say Thai Americans, they're born
Okay.
here, and then if they will come here and report it, so it will be similar to what they report to the authorities back in America.
So we have a document called a consular report
Yes.
of birth abroad.
Okay.
So anybody who believes they may be an American citizen, if they
Yes.
have an American parent,
Yes.
and even if they're born here in Thailand, if they have an American parent or believe they have a claim to American citizenship, can go onto our website,
Right.
schedule an appointment. All of our ACS, that's American Citizen Services,
Yes.
all of it is by appointment. They can schedule an appointment to come in and speak with a consular officer
Right.
to learn what documentation is needed. There are some basic guidelines on the website that
I see.
explain for very straightforward cases.
Right.
But if somebody has a more complicated situation, they can schedule an appointment to come in, speak with a consular
I
officer
see.
about how they can demonstrate their American citizenship. Because our passport and citizenship law is somewhat complicated, but all of our consular officers are fully versed and can explain what is necessary.
So the same thing applied for the marriage too.
For the marriage, the marriage is registered if a marriage is registered in Thailand,
Yes.
the consular section can assist with any of the notarizations
Right,
required
I
by
see.
Thai authorities. But as far as how to get married, that's, the information would primarily come from Thailand.
I see. Okay. So back to the other things. That is for Americans and for Thais. There are more and more number of students here in Thailand.
Yes, there are.
Yes. And they are applying for the work summer programs
Yes.
in America.
Yes.
So, what is your advice or suggestions before they would say, okay, I'd like to apply for this?
Summer work and travel, we call it summer work and travel. So first of all, I think this is just a tremendous program. It's a tremendous opportunity for students to go and travel to the United
Like when you
States.
had in the past.
It's very similar,
similar.
very similar. They need to be prepared to be outside of their comfort zone as far as speaking English. They get these summer jobs where they will speak English and
Yes.
make American friends and friends from other countries. And I'm really proud to say that a number of our team here at the consulate, a
Yes.
number of our local employees went on this program themselves. So they started out in this program and now they work. We have local staff here who were in this program. It's a great way to learn about American culture, and I think the students have a very rewarding time in the United States. I think I would also share with your listeners that if anyone goes on the program and has a bad experience or something happens, we want to know about those. The students who travel for the summer work and travel program have rights. They have a right to a safe place to live and work. what's called our YSEALI program, which stands for Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. And it works with youth throughout all of the 10 ASEAN countries to address issues that affect their lives. By pairing these young people with U.S. experts and NGOs in the United States, we're helping youth better shape their own futures. So some of the types of programs through YSEALI include civic engagement, economic empowerment, and environmental partnerships. And I have to, if I may, just share with you, I was at a very exciting event last week. We had a first gathering of YSEALI alumni up in Chiang Mai, and we were with these YSEALI alumni and also with new YSEALI fellows for this year who are heading out soon. And it was so much energy and excitement to hear. I mean, some of our YSEALI alumni who are active here in northern Thailand are truly amazing people. They own their own businesses. You know, when I was a young person, I was studying in Thailand, these people own their own businesses already. They are working to increase appreciation for ethnic minority cultures. They are working to enhance understanding of LGBTI rights. They're doing truly amazing work. They're linked up with one another in Thailand and throughout ASEAN. So it's truly an amazing program. And we regularly post information about it and about how to apply on our Facebook site and other social media. So I encourage people to try for these fellowships. They're truly remarkable.
I actually apply already. Actually, I just applied for the U.S. Women Empowerment.
Okay.
I think in Jakarta it's coming soon.
Oh, in Jakarta,
June,
okay.
But I'm waiting for the result.
We're waiting for the result. Well, I have my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, just for our audience who are interested in this program, how can they apply? How can they join in to be a member?
Oh, YSEALI?
Yes, YSEALI.
We have the information on our Facebook site, and they can contact the Consulate Public Affairs Office to can provide more information on YSEALI.
I think it's come to the last bit of the questions.
Okay.
Already. And this month is already April.
Yes.
And of course, for April, for every Thai, it's like Christmas, you know, it's just at the end of the year, and it's Songkran Festival. As you also be able to speak Thai, so I like to just use to reach out to other Thai audience here and also Americans here also if they are living here. Just like to give them some best wishes for the Songkran Festival.
Okay, so first for our English speakers out there, I wish you a peaceful, prosperous, and fun Songkran. Stay safe, drive carefully, and for our Thai listeners, สุขสันต์วันสงกรานต์นะคะขับขี่ปลอดภัยกันนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very pleasure to have you again today, and also we will hope that we can meet you again in other future events too.
I would love that. Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะขอบคุณมากค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
All right. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe for more videos.